0 to 60 can define a performance car, but it's the fastest 60 to 0 that's the aim of Tarok's brakes. From road cars to race cars, circuits, special stages, or the autostrada, nothing reduces speed like Tarok's brakes. Italy gave the world the art of Da Vinci and Michelangelo. Tarok's has given drivers the art of stopping. For more information and to acquire your own masterpiece, visit taroks.co.uk. Yes, it's me, Mark Stone, and this is the Backseat Driver Podcast. It's the fastest, it's the friendliest, and it's for all the family. The Gas Shocks 116 Trophy and 120 Coupe Cup are the fastest growing race series in the UK, taking in 6 one-hour races and 8 sprints at all the top circuits. Visit 116trophy.com to find out more and get yourself behind the wheel. From a pot of tea to TT motorbikes. From a classic English breakfast to a full serving of classic cars. Bridge House Tea Rooms is the Northwest premier classic car meeting location for cars, bikes, tractors and owners clubs. So no matter what your automotive appetite might be, visit Bridge House Farm Tea Rooms on their Facebook page or call John and Alicia on 07980 444 221 for show details and to reserve your own table and parking space. A few weeks ago, I was invited by Tim Nash to have a look at his new Lombard Rally Festival Revesby Hall stage down in Lincolnshire. It also meant I had the opportunity to chat with quite a few drivers and some absolutely fantastic cars. None more so than Gawain Clark and his Renault Megane Maxi Group A X-Works car in Bastos colours. Absolutely fantastic. You just never see these cars as a rule. Don Booth was there with his Audi Quattro A2. John Senior with his Alfa Romeo Alfetta GTV, a car he built from scratch and a perfect replica or reproduction of the works cars. Chris Cobban, Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. Malcolm Leggett was there with a selection of cars, Renault 5 Turbo, Lotus Sunbeam and his famous Lancia Integrale ex Didier Auriol East African Safari rally car. Of course, Andy Harrison was there with his Orange Box Mini. Andy Towse with his Hillman Avenger, very impressive car. You don't see many of them very much at all. Along with Bill Dobie and his absolutely immaculate rebuilt Ford Escort RS 1600. Absolutely great to see. Along with Colin Jebson, Volvo Amazon, the man behind Javelin Track Days, and what had to be one of the most unusual cars there, David Slater and his Volvo 360 GLS. Cars you don't see very much in action in England. They were very popular cars to rally in Scandinavia, not surprisingly, given the homeland of Volvo. So sit back and enjoy my chat with quite a few of the drivers discussing their cars and discussing historic rallying and the future of modern rallying. So sit back and enjoy. Andrew Towse with his Hillman Avenger, the famous escort killers. I mean, they were rare to be found, weren't they, the Avengers? I mean, or they still are today. Welcome to Revesby.
Thank you very much. Yes, that's one reason I came, because it's not an escort. That's really funny, that, yeah, that's good.
I mean, they never quite achieved what they should have achieved in the Avengers, did they?
No, they obviously aren't as quick, but this one is, it's got historic status, 1600 engine in it, so it's really a class class vehicle. So it's really not. It's not the fastest thing, but it's absolutely fantastic for a bit of fun and games through the forest and everything. Rear-wheel drive, and as I say, not an escort.
Not an escort.
So I'm not competing against 2-litre Pintos and BDAs and things. Eventually, when we do some historic events next year, we hope, or the year after maybe, because we're going to do some more festivals with it. Because it's just had a rebuild, and we're just ironing out problems at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of brake problems.
So this is a bit of a shakedown.
Exactly that. Yeah, it's just a shakedown really, and finding out what we need to set up. I need to change the bias on the brakes because we've been having one or two problems with that. But apart from that, it's absolutely great. I'm really pleased with it. As I say, it's not really done anything for 3 years now. I think we did the previous owner, Steve Hodgson from Northumberland, gave it a bit of a shakedown at the Northumberland Festival. And since then it's sort of been stood, and I got it in April. And I've been going through it and doing various bits and bobs to finish it off.
And it's an Avenger because it's not an escort.
Yes.
Is that what the temptation was to buy it?
That and also the money.
It was cheaper than an escort.
I can afford this, I can't afford an escort. And I can have as much fun probably with this, because that's what it's all about now. I'm never going to win any awards or be a world rally driver or anything. It's just for my brother and myself to have some fun.
Yeah.
Because 40 years ago, we used to do lots of rallying in East Yorkshire together,
Yeah.
and we built escorts and Sunbeams rally cars as part of our business. We had a family garage business, and part of that business was motorsport.
Right.
But it is 40 years since we did anything.
Yeah.
So we set off on the stage today, the first run, and I was driving down, and Brent was stony silent. Instead of saying 90, I said, for goodness sake, talk to me. So we got into the swing of it eventually, but yeah, it was just really good to get going again after all this time.
Yeah.
You know, we got married and had kids, both of us, and all that puts paid to your rallying, and
Yeah.
we're just glad to be back. We need to get obviously some different tyres as well for loose events, because we weren't sure with this one, because there's tarmac, there's gravel, there's also, so I bought a sort of semi way tyre, dual purpose sort of tyre.
Yeah.
And I think we could do with some knobblies really, but anyway, we'll improve as we go through. As I say, it's exactly that. It's a shakedown for us and the car. Getting in and out of the car is a challenge now, whereas we used to jump in. So we're going at just before 10, so we'll be getting in 10 minutes or so to give us time, and get the belts on, get the old intercom plugged in, and get sorted. But yeah, it's great. It's great to get going again. And then last night we were both like this. We both could hardly walk, you know. So yeah, it was good. Yeah, a good day yesterday, and looking forward to today now.
Well done. Thank you very much for joining me at Revesby, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you. Brilliant to see you.
I'm here at Revesby with the man, I'm told I haven't to call him Yorkshire's smallest celebrity, but here he is, Yorkshire's smallest celebrity. Andy is Harrison.
I think I've grown a bit. It must be these stacked racing boots I've got on.
Only man wearing platform sparkles. How's it going?
Hey, the stage is incredible. It's a good mixture between gravel and tarmac, some nice tight corners, some nice close trees for us to get a good look at. So fits in with the wildlife, but a good stage as usual. Tim Nash has come up trumps with a good stage. It's great for the Mini, pretty much flat out, second and third gear, getting them launched on a few of the yumps. But I'm hoping the crowd are going to enjoy it tomorrow because there's a few spectators in there.
Well, when I announced on the PA what was here, I spoke at a decent length about Orange Box. And the one thing I said was, it's not a Cooper engine, it's only a tiny engine, isn't it?
It is, it's just a little 1 litre engine that's bored out plus 60. I think that works out something like 1080 or something like that, but it's really torquey and it's really short geared, so it gets itself going. So it surprised a few people.
And it's geared for irregularities at the moment, isn't it? Or have you changed it?
No, it's geared for regularities. It's geared for that type of motorsport, to be honest. It's not really made for forests, but as you know, some of these Ilkley Jubilee and Clithornian rallies, they go on to the rough stuff, so you've got to have a strong, well-built car, but it's all in the gearing, and to be fair, it's all in the navigator as well.
And once again, it's proof that historic rallying and classic rallying is popular, isn't it?
Well, people remember it, don't they? You know, we all remember going into the forests in the 70s and 80s and, 3 or 4 deep. I know it got a bit dangerous because, they stopped doing a few of the stages in the past. But that's where we come from. I remember minis rallying. I remember the escorts that you see here today. A good variety of cars. I mean, we stood here looking at a 6R4, which you can't knock. And then look at side of us, a pickup... a
Sangyong pickup that was designed to race, and it's... Gavin Pell's decided to rally it with little modification from circuit racing.
Well, yeah, he can pick me up if we break down tomorrow. Just put me in the back of it, won't he?
I mean, one of the things is you see what's going on in the motorsport press. And you've got Motorsport UK and FIA messing about with rallying again, haven't you?
Yeah, they shouldn't be messing about with it. Should just get a format that people like. It's always been a spectator sport. It was always a good sport for manufacturers, and that's what we've got to remember. We've got to interest manufacturers in the sport, be it historic or modern day. I'm an ambassador for Mini. Mini are interested in what we do. We bring them to the forefront with us racing and us rallying. And you've got to remember, we're here to entertain. It's not a selfish sport. We're here for other people.
Well, it's like I said, if you go and talk to the drivers... given the fact they've all got egos and they're all vain, they'll all happily talk to you all day long.
Says me in sunglasses and hair gel. No, you're right. We all like talking. We're here. I love entertaining people, and the more people, the better.
I mean, the one thing I've always said, apart from the old ones, rally drivers are far more approachable than young racing drivers.
Yeah, well, they're not covered in entourage. You go to a racing paddock, everything's facing away from you, you're not really welcome. You come here. We had some kids sat in this car earlier on just after we'd unloaded it. That's what I'm about. I remember being able to sit in a little Series 4 Lotus 7 when I was a kid, and that sparked the enthusiasm. That's what we've got to do for the next generation.
And the one thing is, it's like, OK, the WRC cars are space-framed. Rally 1's are going to go space-framed. They're talking about Rally 2. They reckon Rally 1's only got a few cars in. There's only one manufacturer interested in it. And they seem to be hell-bent on making it too expensive for virtually everybody.
I don't understand it, me. They should all get their heads together. You should get the FIA, the rallying world, get all their heads together with the manufacturers and ask what the manufacturers want. Forget about the drivers. The drivers will drive anything.
Yeah.
You give them an electric scooter, they'll drive it as fast as they can. What you need to do is get the manufacturers around the table and tell us what you want. What's going to make us a popular sport for the people out there watching and the manufacturers to be involved?
Because they reckon Hyundai are going to pull out maybe the end of next season. I mean, the one thing is, it's like when Group C was banned because of the fatal accidents, and everybody complained that the cars that replaced them were basically showroom cars. They were a lot slower, but by the time the drivers were behind the wheel, OK, the drivers said they were slower, but they were still as entertaining and spectacular. Why can't they take it back to that?
How long did it take before they got the Delta S4 Evolution tarmac spec to be as quick as a Group B rally car? Yeah. They do it in Formula 1, they rein it all in, they slow everybody down, and 2 seasons later they're going faster than they've ever gone. Yeah. Whatever you throw at the manufacturers, they'll make it quick. Make the cars safe, make them quick, make them exciting for people to look at, make it affordable for manufacturers to be involved.
Because my other argument is, I mean, the modern WRC car is so fast, and they're fighting over fractions of a second. The time will come when the car is faster than even the world's best drivers will be able to control. There's got to be a limit as to what the human can do behind the wheel of one of these things.
Well, I think they're close to that now, don't you? You see when I watch Monte Carlo at the beginning of the season on TV, which is great coverage, they're absolutely flat out in the mountains. You have an off there, you're going to hurt yourself. They are going mega, mighty quick.
Well, it's like a friend of mine used to describe. You go over the edge of that, and he said it's insta-kill.
It is. You remember, were it Irvine? No, it wasn't Irvine. Whoever, one of the superstars, when he fell off the end of the mountain, it just kept barrel rolling. Yeah. You wouldn't want to be in that, would you? They just sit there with their arms folded, waiting for it to stop. And then the first thing they do, what makes me laugh, is to press the start button. They're in a wheel left on it. The roof's caved in on them, and the first thing they do is hit the start button.
I don't think we'll get that here at Revesby, though, will we?
No, well, at least you can read my name on the door, can't you? I go slow enough to sign autographs.
Oh, we're going to say that's the one thing. I set off in my Fiat Panda, and all of a sudden I found this Mini in my way.
I did it on purpose.
Andy Harrison, it's always a pleasure. Thanks very much indeed, young man.
As usual, you're doing a good job as always.
Here at Revesby with Aron Brown and his Lotus Elise. Aron, welcome to Revesby.
Thank you, yes. We've been here before. We came to do the test event earlier in the year, so I know a little bit about the stage, but yeah, looking forward to it.
An unusual rally car.
Very much so, yeah. I mean, it's my friends, good friends here, Bernie and Garth, were the guys that built in sort of 20-odd years ago, and built to go forest rallying.
Yeah.
Which, as far as we know, we've seen other releases around, but in tarmac spec. So as far as we know, it's the only one of its kind in gravel spec anywhere in the world.
What's it go like on gravel?
Very well, very well. It's been set up, to have more torque than obviously power, sequential gearbox. So the power is in the right place. It's running the 1.8K series engine. In previous years, it ran the 1.4K series, so we're in the 1.4 class.
Yeah.
And Bernie and Garth did many BTRDA events in it, and did quite well. Won the class several times, but that proved unreliable. So in later years, they went back to the 1800 just to get more reliability and just enjoy the events,
Yeah.
But it is a real good fun car to drive. A lot of people think because it's so low is the ground clearance in the forest, but actually the ride height is probably as it would be for an Escort, for example.
All right.
It goes well.
I mean, given the fact they no longer make these and they are becoming extremely desirable, does it not worry you to be thrashing this round stages?
Good point. I mean, to a degree, that's why we're sort of, rather than actual competitive events, we are concentrating on these demo events.
Yeah.
To sort of conserve the car a bit more. The other reason is that Bernie and Garth retired in COVID, and I've been servicing for many, many years. And very kindly, they passed the car on to me. They wanted to still be involved with it. The problem I've got, being a big lad, I do fit in it, but I can't drive it to its full potential. I enjoy driving it.
Yeah.
But the problem we've got with new regulations, etc., the seat is bolted to the floor.
Yeah.
So we couldn't meet regulation to go and do proper out-and-out competitive events.
Yeah.
So that's why we do these,
Right.
just to keep our hand in, get the car out, show people and that sort of thing. And it does attract a lot of interest because, as you say, it is unusual.
I mean, how many events of this type are there and how many can you get out and do? I know Tim Nash does quite a few, but are there others out there that you can do?
There are others, I believe, but nothing, I don't think that would... there are others that want more pure, what I would describe as ex-works rally cars, which this isn't, So
I'm going to say, not to my knowledge, did Lotus ever rally one?
Absolutely, yes. This is homemade, Say Bernie and Garth did it in their garage, over many years and have developed it. So to come back to your question, as far as I know, the series that Tim runs is sort of the only one that we could do, if that makes sense. And Tim does a great job organising it all, and we're happy to support him. So we did the test event for this earlier in the year, and this is the second one we've done. It's like anything else, it's just trying to find the time to do it all. Hopefully next year we'll be able to do a few more.
Yeah.
So that's the plan anyway.
Right. So, given you were saying it's not eligible for certain things, I conclude, does it preclude you from doing, say, like the historic rally car registry events?
Yeah, it would, I think. I've never really looked into it, but I think because it's not classed as a historic. I mean, it's 20 odd years old now. So you could say it's a historic rally car, but I don't think it's classed as a historic rally car. If that makes sense,
Right. It's unusual because I happen to be a member of the historic rally car registry, and they are, like a lot of clubs now, having to open their mind and expand entry lists to keep things going because. Right. A lot of the old cars are now old and their owners don't want to do as much with them, so they are opening the doors. It's a little bit like Hero. I mean, they have a whole cross-section of cars that this will probably fall into.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I might need to investigate that a bit more then and find out then, because that will give us more opportunity to do. Because I personally prefer gravel. I used to rally a Mark II Escort myself. I prefer a gravel surface than tarmac. And that's the thing that's attracted us to here, is there's a bit of gravel.
Right.
So if we can also find events that might offer a bit more gravel as well, for us that would be more attractive. But we are considering looking at, getting some tarmac tyres and just changing the setup a little bit so we can do more events. Because that's the thing that we've always looked at, because this is a gravel spec car, is trying to find gravel events.
Yeah.
Because that's, as I say, just a surface that personally I enjoy more, Yeah.
Enjoy Revesby, and thanks very much for joining me.
No, you're welcome, thank you.
Ashley Powell and your Metro 6R4. Welcome to Revesby. Replica.
Not the real thing.
How long have you had it?
We've had the car about 25 years now. It was built 25 years ago to rally,
Yeah.
and then they banned them. So now we just do the demonstrations, shows and bits and bobs.
So I conclude, looking at this, is the engine up front?
Engines up front. It's basically a Sapphire or Escort Cosworth in the Metro shell.
Right.
But it's obviously designed on the 6R4 look.
Yeah. So how long have you had it?
Well, it's been about 25 years.
Yeah. And did you build it?
No, a guy called Dave Plant built it originally.
Yeah.
And then the guy that bought it had his fussy out after about 3 years, so he sold it. And I bought it off a guy in Wales.
Is it easier to drive than a proper 6R4?
I've never driven a real one.
All right.
So I wouldn't know. I understand they're a bit of an animal, but...
They tend to change direction very quickly, and at times not when the driver intended them.
No, well, this one's a bit like that, but not quite as bad, I don't think.
So, but you enjoy driving it?
Yeah, it's just a bit of fun, really, now. Just come out for a couple of days and have a nice trip out.
Yeah.
A bit of skidding around the woods and then back home again.
But because of what happened to the 6R4s, etc., I conclude, is it a car you can use a lot or not?
Well, I can't rally it anymore because they've been banned from rallying. But you can sprint and hill climbs, but I had my rallying bit a few years ago, so I'm just no pressure driving, that's it.
So you're not looking for fastest time because these events aren't timed?
No, I wouldn't be there anyway.
Anyway, enjoy the rest of the day at Revesby.
Thank you, I will do.
I'd like to welcome Bill Dobie to Revesby Hall, the Lombard Rally Stages. Bill, welcome to Revesby Hall.
Yes, welcome. It's wonderful weather, and I've had many a worse stage to rally on, having gone one way then come back the other. It was great fun. We learned a bit more coming back, obviously a bit quicker, knew where the problems were. A bit rough at one point, mind, and I'm afraid I don't want to damage the car underneath, so we just backed off a wee bit.
It's rather a nice car, is this? I mean, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, well, it is obviously a Mark 1, and Dave Jenkins, who built the car pretty well from scratch. I think he bought the car in Jersey, I think, and an old vehicle, as they do. And it was pretty well all new, brand new engine, gearbox, axle. And he's made a very professional job of it. He's obviously done a few over the years, and I'm extremely happy with it. It's been really, really good fun. That's all I do it for now. I did it seriously, obviously going back in the late 70s, early 80s, but now it's just a bit of fun.
I mean, what's under the bonnet of this one?
No, it's a proper 2-litre BDA. It's a proper accredited, if you look on here, it's MSA registered historic rally vehicle with the full correct specification.
So, besides events like this, what else do you do with it?
Not a great deal, if I'm honest. We just come and have some fun 3 or 4 times a year. And I did once, I mean, you may and may not know, but I did lucky enough to win the National Championship back in 81. And you'll remember things like the Lakeland stages.
Yes.
And I won that 3 years on the belt end outright, which was good fun. That's when I was quick. But I did the last of the Scottish Championship. I think it will be in January 2022. And I'm going to be honest with everybody, I was slow. So I've decided I'll just do these events from here on in.
Well, you know when they say the older you get, the quicker you get. Or the quicker you think you've got.
Well, I think that's true, but in reality you're not. Having said that, this car I do feel a lot more confident with now because the original engine failed after only about 120 miles, stage miles. And I mean, the previous engine on my car that won the championship was a Wessex engine. It did 20 rallies, never touched it, because I'm very fussy about top-end revs. obviously you change oil filters, etc. And this engine dropped a valve, and when it was taken to bits, it wasn't particularly a pleasant story as to how it had been put together. I did see the tax invoice for it, and it was £27,000. But it was part of the price I paid for the car, because it's obviously part of the package. But Sean, Crawley Motorsport, he in turn knew a local engine builder in Wales, and I must say it's so much more easier to drive, the torque's much lower, and it's so much more pleasurable.
And have you always been an Escort man?
No, when I won the championship in '81, we were Vauxhall dealers, and a guy called Bagshaw was Australian, was in charge of the UK, and I got a call of his secretary to say, "What the hell are you doing?" Well, she didn't say that, but when I met him, he did in a Ford. So at the time, we had Tony Fall running Opel Sport in Germany, and they managed to manipulate me a Opel Ascona at a nominal sum, and I used that. In fact, the following year, in 1982, January, the first round of the National Championship is obviously Gwynedd, and maybe it's got another name now, has it?
I must confess, I'm not sure.
No.
Because the big one is in the Credegian, because they're now trying to get that basically to become a part of the championships again, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the one that's just been recently.
Yeah.
In and around Aberystwyth, I believe. Some closed roads on that as well. Some
Yeah.
tarmac events. Yeah, so we went down and did that, and we won it, fair and square. Di Llewellyn was a bit surprised. We ended up second. But there we are, yes. It was good. That was a good car. It was very good in the mud. Somehow with the bigger tyre, I'm not a carman, I can't become entrepreneur, but somehow with the narrow, larger wheels, it seemed to cope and give you better grip in the mud. And the size of it was about right. Not too big, but big enough to give a bit of weight and get you some grip, I think. And I used that car for about 18 months. I'd had a Chevette earlier on in my career, but I couldn't manage that. It was just too heavy at the front end. It always didn't want to go around corners. Because I'm used with Escorts. I mean, I've never used a handbrake in my life, handbrake turns, because they're so, with 13-inch wheels, once you've got the skill, you just use the rear wheels and the power to turn, to steer. You know, the front wheels are just there to offset it, you know, the opposite lock. So, yeah. So it was good. I just loved the Escort. The Mark II I won the championship with, yeah.
So, I mean, there's the big debate, which is the better, the Mark I, the Mark II, and of course, they are the classics, and of course you've got the Mark III Escorts, and there's all the debate about what constitutes an historic rally car now.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I can't comment too much about that because I've been out of the sport. But, yeah, I mean, all I know is that my Mark II, that I won the championship in 1981, this car, other than the body, mechanically seems to be pretty identical. Yeah. And I understand that the ring gear of the car is very similar. I don't think the wheelbase is any longer or wider. I think they're pretty identical, just a different body being put on it. I may not be right, but that's, as I understand, is the position. And I can't comment on the Mark III because I don't know anything about it.
But how's it performing here at Revesby?
Absolutely magic. It's the second time I've used it. We were up in Scotland on an event similar to this that Tim organised. Tremendous amount of spectators there. I was talking about a couple of thousand on the Sunday. And that was the first time I'd used it, and I just felt it was a bit rough in places, but I just felt it was better. But today, well, it's not quite as rough. I'm really enjoying it, and the car really, really good.
Bill Dobie, thanks very much for joining me here at Revesby Hall.
Thank you, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
Here at Revesby with Chris Common, the third of the Welsh contingency, and his Mitsubishi. Chris, welcome to Revesby.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about your Mitsubishi, the Evo there.
Well, I bought it from a company, Crown Motorsports in South Wales. And, well, basically, I put a new clutch in it, belts and that, but I haven't touched the car, really, since I bought it. But it goes good.
What's the history on the car?
I really don't know much about it. I bought it from a guy, Alan Evans, Crown Motorsports. Other than that, I don't know.
And what's under the bonnet?
It's just a standard. It's an Evo 4, and it's actually got the Evo 4 engine in it.
And is it a sequential box?
It's not, no. It's got the RS box, which is quite good because the ratios are close, so it's always wants to go like.
By the comments of you've gone to the dark side, I conclude as a Welshman you should really be rallying an Escort or something, shouldn't you?
Well, I did have a Chevette HSR, and I've got a Peugeot 205 GTI. But because I bought this, I tend to use this more now than much to the disgrace of Tim Nash.
And do you enjoy the fact it is four-wheel drive?
Yes and no. I like rear-wheel drive, and I quite like the front-wheel drive of the Peugeot. But yeah, it is different. It is different, and it does go. You put your foot down and she'll go like.
And it goes. Enjoy the rest of the day here at Revesby.
Thank you very much.
I'm here at Revesby with Chris Welsh with what have got to be one of the best sounding rally cars ever built, TR7 V8. Chris, how are you enjoying Revesby?
It's very good. Yeah, it's a bit rough actually on the first part of that stage, but the tarmac bit is superb.
It will be for this.
It is. It's perfect for this. I wish we'd more tarmac and less of the rougher stuff. Yeah. I've just wiped my spoiler off, so I'm a bit fed up.
How long have you owned this car?
10 years. More than 10 years. It's taken that long to build it. So yeah, I used to sell these cars years ago, and I met Tony Pond when he came to our garage, and I thought to myself, that V8 they had was just superb, and I thought one day I'm going to have one of those. And then 30 years went by, and it took me that long to get one. But I got one in the end. And
is it not being funny? It is the real thing.
It's not. It's a replica. Right. It's a replica, but it's a close replica. It's got a proper cage in it. It's got a 6-point rear axle in it. It's got a Watts linkage on the back. It's well spec'd.
And it has that phenomenal V8 up front.
It has, with fuel injection on this one. The works cars never ran fuel injection. They tried it, but they never ran it. But we tried it with this one with fuel injection, and I've got it nicely set up now. It's going. I'm doing about 225 brake, which is less than the works cars used to do. They did 300, but I'm trying to do it reliably, which the works cars never managed to do. They were building engines after every event.
I mean, they were renowned for being awesome on tarmac. I mean, your Tony Pond, your Brian Culcheth, your Roger Clark. But they were never quite as good on gravel, were they?
Never really got it sorted out, really, to be honest with you. The car was starting to come good right at the end of its life. And they were just about getting on top of it when they canned the programme, which is a great shame, but there we are. I
mean, they've got to be one of the most awesome looking and awesome sounding rally cars ever built, haven't they?
I think so. That's why I've got one. I had to have one. It's one of those tick the box jobs.
What do they like to drive? Because I've been told they can be a handful.
They are. They're very short. They're very snappy. They react on you very quickly. But they're great on tarmac. Absolutely fabulous on tarmac. But they never really were a stage rally car, to be honest with you. They were trying to do what the Escorts had done, and they never really quite got it right. But towards the end of their life, about 1980. They really were getting on top of it, but then that was it. Typical BL. They then pulled the plug, but never mind.
And it's nice to see it runs with its headlights up, because that was the one thing. The rally cars nearly always ran headlights up, didn't they?
That's why mine's like that. I ran it with. Yeah, I've taken the motors out. I don't need the motors, so I've taken them out just to save weight.
Because, regrettably, the road cars at times used to wink at you, didn't they?
They did. They did. They were well known for it. The electrics were not the strongest point of the car.
And, I mean, when they came out, they were... Well, I mean, ironically enough, these were intended to be an MG before they were in production. Yeah. But they were looked upon as a strange car because it was the first of the wedge aerodynamics. It was nothing like the cars that preceded it.
Correct. But the TR6, you see, before it, everyone said that was a really great car and all the rest of it. But we had loads of problems with TR6s, fuel injections, soot-in plugs. They weren't easy cars to deal with. This car came out, and it was really civilised compared with that. You could go anywhere, and the TR7 was a really nice car. Much lighter, of course, than the TR6. But because it didn't have 150 brake, which is what the TR6 did, everyone said it was a sort of a hairdresser's car. So the car became a sort of love it or hate it car. Some people loved them, some people hated them. I think now, years later, there's a lot more love them than hate them now.
I think they're becoming more popular. I mean, I've started to see, near where I live in Lancashire, there's only 2 tatty ones about, but there's some very nice ones, especially the cabriolets, the open toppers.
Yeah, the roast, yeah, they're nice, yeah. Yeah, I mean, in fairness, with a V8 in the front and plenty of room in the cabin, the layout of them is not dissimilar to an Aston Martin V8 Vantage. You know, and to listen to them and the noise they make, they're not a million miles away. I mean, I know an Aston's on a lot more money, and I understand that. But you know, you try and justify it when you're actually in the car. They behave themselves just very, very similarly.
Is it a car you get to use a lot?
No, just events like this.
So, do you wish you could use it more?
I use an ordinary road car during the day, so this is just a plaything. Yeah.
Thanks very much, and carry on enjoying Revesby, and it's a pleasure to see and a pleasure to hear.
Thank you very much indeed.
Colin Jebson and his Volvo Amazon. Colin, welcome to Revesby.
Thank you.
Right, are you enjoying it?
Loving it, especially in the sunshine. Great. Yeah, the stage is interesting. It's getting a bit rough in the middle, but it's very interesting on the little bits, yeah.
And looking at your CV, you were a long way away from rallying for 24 years, weren't you?
Yeah, we were, yeah. We set up, we set up a track day business, which is now the largest independent track day business in the country. So, risking £200 to set it up.
So, return to the car, why the Volvo Amazon?
Just like Volvos. And I bought it off a guy called Chris Pearson, who's rallied it all over all over Europe and everywhere. And if Chris built the car, I was quite confident it was okay.
I mean, they are a popular rally car. I mean, they're big and heavy, aren't they? But they're very robust.
Very, very, yeah. Well, years ago we used to rally a Volvo 360 GLT, which would keep up with the RS2000s in the right moments.
I mean, there's a 360 here at this event. You didn't see many not in England you didn't see many 360s, but you used to see them abroad, Sweden especially, but you also saw the 144s and the 244s rallying.
Yeah, well, the 360, we came across it, really nice, polished family car. Got taken out on road events and spending Sunday morning polishing it before my wife saw the car. And it was great fun, different, that's what I enjoy.
Did the fact it didn't have any brakes left not dawn on you?
Oh, the brakes were like a firework display. It was red all night long. They were brilliant for that respect, yeah.
I mean, the Javelin track days, I mean, it's becoming more and more popular, isn't it, track day?
Yeah, I mean, 20 years ago we was answering the phone, people saying, what is a track day? Now everybody knows what they are. And it's building, you know, we've built it up from nothing really. So we invested £200, and that was covering my face, expecting a hit in the face from the wife. So I want to risk £200 to start it up, and the rest is history. Yeah.
And do you run them at all the circuits in the UK?
Just about all the circuits, yeah. There's certain ones we don't do, but most of them. You know, when we sat in having a meal with Jonathan Palmer and he says, you're my 4th biggest customer, then you realise that you've made it a bit, you know. But a lot of the rules that we created, because we were building them up from scratch, so most of the rules that we generated are used today or copied, you know. So
I mean, the one thing I've noticed, I've attended track days, I've never driven a track day. Do you point out to them that if it's a standard road car that it might generate excessive wear on tyres, brakes and brake fluid?
It's on the information on the website, and people nowadays realise that's what's going to happen. One of the funniest things I ever saw in the early days was a young lady in a Golf GTI trying to outbrake a GT4 Porsche on a long straight. It didn't end happily, I'm afraid, but you know, people have to realise the capabilities of the car, and that's what it's all about, finding the capability of your car. You know.
I mean, how many sessions at a track day do most people get? Because is it divided into classes, or how do they work?
Yeah, we run it what we call open pit lane, so it's a bit like the M25.
Yeah.
But if you excuse the expression, but it get where the feed on and off the track as they want to. On a session day, they would get like 7 20-minute sessions. That could be split into novices, intermediates, or race cars even. You know, and we're the only company in the country that actually do a session for single seaters as well, because there's a lot of single seaters parked in garages that people want to use but can't because of the MS UK regulations on running them. You know, you need to enter a race to do it.
I know a lot of track days, many teams will use them as a day, an opportunity to actually test their race cars, won't they?
Yeah, to be fair, most of the top drivers will respect the rules. It's the clubman who pushes a little bit too hard or tries to time his laps and everything like that. But we are poacher's term gamekeeper, so we do know what they're up to and stamp on it pretty early on. Yeah.
Colin Jepson, thanks for chatting and enjoy the rest of the weekend, sir.
Thank you.
Here with David Slater at Revesby in what is probably one of the more unusual rally cars, a 360 Volvo. David, welcome to Revesby.
And welcome to you. All right.
Why the Volvo?
It's a long story. We're in COVID. I was planning on buying a car and it just ended up being that one. And then we had lockdown the very next week, so I had to do something with it.
Was it bought as a rally car?
I was intending to do some Targa rallying with it, yeah. But because of lockdown, I ended up spending far too much money and far too much time on it rather than just getting on with it. So yeah, I was blown my brains on it really, as you do.
So I mean, in Sweden you used to see the 144s and the 240s, and over in England, but you never saw 360s. You saw 360s rallying in Sweden. So this is about probably the only one. Apart from the fact a mate of mine used to night rally, his wife's, although she never knew about it.
Yeah, well, I used to have a 242, but I sold it because then I bought this one because I just wanted to go rallying, and the 242 needed a bit of work. So yeah, I just bought this 360 and went rallying with it. But it's got split 45s. It's got a genuine Volvo plate differential, which is very, very rare, so I hope I don't break that. It's got a full Group 4 suspension on the front from Mark II Escort that I re-drilled the front hubs to 4V100 so it matched the PCD. It's got Group 4 Bilsteins on the back. So yeah, spent far too much money really. Rather, it's got a Mark II Escort high ratio rack on it with electric power steering. So yeah, it's all far too much money in it really.
Because it still looks like something you go to shopping into Tesco's, doesn't it? Or other supermarkets are available.
Well, that's right, yeah. I mean, a lot of the Targa cars are supposed to look standard, so that's the idea behind it. So, underneath the skin, it's completely different. So, yeah.
What's it handle like?
Very, very good. When we had it on the weighbridge for the MOT, it was 600 kilos on the front and 500 kilos on the rear. Yeah. So it's really well balanced because the gearbox is at the back. So, yeah, they handle really well.
So, I mean, inherently, they started life as a Renault, didn't they? I mean, because of Volvo, there was the DAF connection and everything else.
The project code number for DAF was DAF 77. So, when Volvo took over the plant, they inherited that car. So they did the 1.4s with the CVT engine, and they realised that the prop shaft was weak. So Volvo invented the torque tube and the Volvo red block engine in the front. So it's a much better vehicle really than the 340s. So that's why people like them. But yeah, they're a bit of a weapon.
And I suppose it's a dark horse really, because nobody will really appreciate what it is.
That's right. Yeah, and I do enjoy finishing in front of some Mark II Escorts and the BMW compacts and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I do enjoy that. Yeah, it's great stuff, great fun.
Very interesting to see. Enjoy the rest of your day at Revesby.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's it for the end of part one of the Lombard Rally Revesby Hall Backseat Driver Podcast special. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday evening for part two, when we will be talking to quite a few more drivers about their experiences, their history, and the cars they're driving. Rarely beaten on price, never beaten on service. Whether it's cars, bikes, or commercials, Hodder Tyres are the best in the business, and when it comes to tyre expertise and advice to supplying the correct tyres for your vehicle's specific requirements, nobody comes close to David Lakin and the Hodder Tyres team. So give them a call on 01200 613 192 or visit the website at hoddertyres.co.uk.